Hi, this is Carol. I've recently started grid journaling, which is really fun, and I'm going to make a template for a slightly larger book that I have. This one is 7 by 10, and I made this little grid out of one of the sheets of paper. It's watercolor paper, but I wanted to go slightly bigger on the paper, and also this is watercolor paper, and I don't really need to be wasting watercolor paper on something like this. I'm going to use like sketchbook paper. So I've got this book here that is, does it have the label in it? Yes. This is, I got this at Walmart. What's the 8.5 by 11? So it's the size of a letter size piece of paper. And I don't even know what's in there. Oh, sorry. Oh, I know what I was doing. It's been a while since I had this out. I was going to do color charts, and I just started painting circles, and this was a stamp. And I was going to do color charts for some of my watercolor, and I never did it. Forgot that was there. So many projects, so many projects. So anyway, I was going to use this same template for this, but since I have more space, I want more space between the squares, like a half inch. So this 8.5 by 11. I've got this. I guess it's the front of a pack of watercolor. I'm not sure. It's pretty thick. So I'm going to cut it to 8.5 by 11, and then I'm going to put some 3-inch squares in it because I like your grid journal to be 3 inches. So 11. May already be 8.5. No, almost, but not quite. I've got some 3-inch squares here. I want it to be even all the way around, like a perfect little grid. Okay. Let me see if I do it. That's the best way. But damn, I love this T square. So I'm gonna do that at 1/2 inch and also at a 1/2 inch. There we go, 1/2 inch all the way around. So 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch that direction. Easy peasy. And let's see how I want it this way. Because I want a 1/2 inch in the middle too. But I want it in the middle. If I ever want to frame this stuff, I want it to be, good. So that's an inch and an inch. Okay, so a 1/2 inch and an inch and an inch. All right. So what I'm going to do is get my pencil. And since I'm on this side here, I'm going to mark that at an inch. And I'm going to mark that at an inch. And I'm going to get my little T-square here. Make sure I'm on the flat edge. One of them's crooked. Okay, do it on this side. I can see it. There it is. Got too much stuff encroaching on my workspace in front of me. Look, horrendous, horrendous. Oh, faithful. I had this thing for years. So I'm going to line it up on my mat here. Mhm. Wow. This is one of those days I feel like maybe I should just get on my computer and play a game. There it is. Now I want to do half inches. Let's see if I can do it with this. I can't do it from the right side. That's my problem. I'm going to line it up on that line. Now we're going to do 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. And a half an inch. And 3 inches. And a half an inch. And 3 inches, which is right here. All right, then I'm going to do 3 inches from that one. So I line up there just so I know where I am. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And a half an inch. Ta-da! All right, so I'm gonna cut out those. If I could cut it on this. If I could, that'd be awesome. Just line that up right there. Okay. Press. With 11 inches by 8.5, slightly crooked right there. But as long as I line up, I'm good with that. All right. Oh, I'm glad to have this grid. 3 by 3 seems to be my happy place for this. And that works out well for scrapbooking paper too. Look how nice. I love it. Yes. Now I have 2 grids for 2 different journals. And I have all these little squares because if I decide to do it on something else, or say I decide I just want 4, I can just lay them on here and outline them. Or maybe would want to go offset, you know, or 3 and 5, and 3 and 2. You just lay them on there and outline them. Or maybe I want to go diamonds. You do what you want. 3 diamonds. That'd be cool. Okay. Nifty. Now I need to decide what I want to do. So that was a quick little how to create the template for that. You don't have to do that. If you have Post-it notes, a little thing of Post-it notes there, 3 by 3, just lay it down and trace it. All right. So I've opted to use scrapbook paper here. And I've chosen, well, let me reach. I can reach what I've got. I've still got these little 3 by 6 pieces of scrapbook paper. And I've got me with this. A lot of green and yellow. And it looks like a teal jumped in there. It did. A lot of green and yellow. There's another green. A lot of green. Wow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 yellows. 3 greens. And I'm using them all. And I thought that I would grab 3 other colors that I thought might go good with that. But I want something kind of dark. That's more purple than blue. Not that, not that. That's blue. I only have 2 blues and a teal. Look at the teal. Ooh, that's kind of blue, kind of. Okay, there we go. I'm choosing 9 sheets and I'm leaving some of them like they are. I did this before and I thought it was really fun. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and cut them this time. Last time, I painted on them and then cut them. I'm going to do it the other way around this time. Oh my goodness, I'm just a wild child. So 3 inches. Oh my gosh, would you look? I put it on the wrong spot. Oh, that's okay. No problemo. I'm going to be ripping it anyway. That's why I put a dot on there because the way this grid is on here. I feel like the inch marks could be darker when you make stuff like this, or a different color, just something slightly bolder, or make the other ones dotted lines. I just feel like they could do that. Do it for me. All right. Let's move these dark ones over and out of the way. And these are going to be the ones I paint on. And to start with, I'm just using white. Let's see. Some of these, like this, see how it's got that design on there? I'm going to follow that design. Ooh, I got a chill, goosebumps. And that's all I'm going to do here. I'm just going to follow this design. And it's not going to matter how perfect it is because it's going to be cut up anyway. And it doesn't matter if the paint comes out wonderfully. I just want design. That's it. And there's not enough design here, so I'm just going to add some of the same stuff. And there, just an easy little painty paper. Put my finger in it. Put my finger in it. I mean, this has dots on it already, so I'm just going to circle the dots. I'm going to have to get my tweezers out to move this stuff over to dry. This has lines on it up and down, so I'm going to do lines in the other direction. There's nothing OCD about me. All right, so I will use those for collage along with these solid ones that are not completely solid, but solid enough. All right, I decided I was going to use some book page. So I got some old book page here. These are the solid colors, and these are still drying. So I'm going to let this dry completely, and then it's time to do some gluing. All right, it's a few weeks later, and it's in the morning. I'm having my coffee. I decided to make two 4 by 4 inch squares and two 4 by 2 inch squares. So, and I've got everything all ready, my paper, my solids, even though they're not completely solid, they're considered solid in this exercise. It's early. My fingers aren't working. Here we go. So, three solids, three sets of solids, blue, yellow, and green, and three sets of pattern paper that were the same scrapbook paper that I painted on. So there's those. I'm putting them out so I can see them all. And then book page. And I'm going to apply the glue over to the right. So that won't be on screen. Just going to use old purple glue because I have quite a bit of it. And my book page, my book page. I think instead of cutting and being precise, I'm going to rip for this collage. So I'm going to start with blue. There's 4 grids. So I'm going to try to do 4 and 4. Between 4, one on each. It's definitely early. I should have just put a big old book page down and then gone with it. Okay. You know I can't help myself. I gotta change it up because I'm not feeling this white background. I'm gonna put some book page down on each one first. I'm gonna use my ruler. I feel like those torn lines are not making me happy. Yeah, get it started like this, and I will feel so much better adding the other stuff. Sometimes you just don't want to start with white. At least me. That blank page just staring at me. Just a little piece there. And one on that corner and that corner. And I think I'll be good. I'll be gluing over most of that. A lot of that, not most of it. So let me see. This paper was so old that it tears really well. And I want something better, a little bit more there. Let's see if I can change that one up a little. It's weird when you do this stuff. You just know when you know. You just know when you know. All right, that feels good to me. Now I'm gonna glue all these down, and I'll be right back. All right, nice and glued down. And I started ripping paper just randomly, but I'm just feeling like don't want to do that. But I want to do something else that I saw Devin Rex for Art do when she was doing a grid journal. And I thought, hey, that's interesting. She does some wonderful grids. Anyway, she had crayons, the water soluble crayons, but I'm going to use this Stabilo All pencil, and I'm just gonna scribble a little bit in here and then activate it, and then dry it. There we go. And I'm gonna test something on this little piece here because I don't know if a Stabilo All, I'm gonna glue it down, will let you put the glue stick on there. Can you tell it's early? It's early. Very early. I'm gonna glue down the glue stick cap instead of the piece of paper. All right. So let's just put a little scribble on there and just see if when you squirt it, it activates or if I have to use a paintbrush. I prefer the paintbrush activation, although it did make it darker. Let's try that again before I make up my mind. Let's try that again. I'm just going to glue down a few pieces. Oops, that's my new stick. I've got a little bit of glue left in my old one. Not much. It's almost out. I'm just going to put down all of these pieces that I have left over, willy-nilly. Well, that's cleaning my desk off, if nothing else. Is that all of it? I believe so. Okay. Let's rub it down. Dry it. I'll be right back. I'm going to dry this real quick. All right, not completely dry, but dry enough. And I'm going to do a scribble. Then I'm just going to do a gentle mist. It does activate it. Using these old used puzzles worked really well. All right, gentle. I'm fixing to give this a spray. All right, that one didn't get any. There we go. See how much darker it made that? Now the question is, am I going to do my finger on it like I just said I was going to do, or just let it do what it's doing right now and let it just, let me get that off of there. Oh, it's on the edge. Oh, this would be better if I had, I'm gonna lay this down. This would be better if I had it taped off, I think. The spraying. Where did my watercolor pencil go? Here it is. Or water, not watercolor pencil, water pen. This pen had water in it. Yeah, I'm just going to activate the rest of it. Although that did activate it pretty well, didn't it? I want slightly more grungy. A little more grungy. The bill, oh, I thought it reactivated when it got re-wet, but maybe I'm mistaken. I have to do an experiment and just make this a little grungy and then dry it and then proceed. All right, I'm going to dry this and I'll be right back. All right, it's all dry and it is curling a little bit, so I had to put a couple of paper clips on there because it's sketchbook paper. So I would suggest mixed media paper or better if you're going to put wetness on there. But if you're just gluing, this will be fine. Especially this is more practice. All right, let's see which ones are calling to me. It's almost the same color. I think I need to go dark blue, but at this time I'm ripping. I mean, I'm tearing with the ruler because I did not care for the ripping. See, all of these pieces of paper I actually made for 3x3 grids, and then I changed up my plan. You know what? I'm gonna get a circle punch. Add a few circles on here, maybe half circles. Try not to have things lined up. Like this one's here. I don't want that lined up. I want it off center, off, everything off. Like these three, I don't want them the same. I want them off. That's and like that one and that one. I don't that with the same. I'm trying to keep everything off kilter a little bit. That's the way I feel, so I want that to reflect it here. Do you ever lose your lose your creative flow, your juju, as some people call it, or your mojo? It happens to me in the wintertime. And plus, we had that ice storm. We were all recently just stuck in our houses. I even got my Cricut out and I was going to learn how to use it. Nope, didn't happen. Did not happen. So I'm put that there. And I just kept looking over at my craft table. And this actually was halfway done. And I was like, I can at least do that. But no. Okay, so let's get you where I want you. About right there. I'm gonna go down and then up. Of course, I always feel better when I do squirty bottles. I did manage to create a 6-hour sleep video for my friend and I don't know how she does it, but she has to have the sound of trickling water to fall asleep. That would make me have to go to the bathroom all night long. My bladder would never go to sleep, but she likes it. So I was resupplying my stash of hearts because I make a lot of hearts and I give a lot of them away and I enjoy making them. So I recorded it. I mean, really, it was just boring, but I did it on camera. And then I just pulled a bunch of other videos of doing painting or jelly plating or whatever until I had 6 hours of it on there. And then I made 6 hours of trickling water with the silent craft video. She tried it last night. I'm curious. I'm curious if it with the right sound. I'm going to make a second one with very gentle piano music. Okay, get those three. Now let's see what I'm doing here. I'm going to put that Stabilo all pencil around the edge of this too. Give it a grunge after the fact. I think it's time to say goodbye to another glue stick. Bye, buddy. Hello, friend. New glue stick. They always smear a lot better when they're new because the air hasn't dried them out any. All right. It's cold outside. It's like 25 degrees outside. I think that's where my mojo is. I am in hermit mode, but I'm trying not to hermit. I had some of my best friends lost power during the ice storm, and my sister and her family lost power during the ice storm. And it could be more people that I just don't even know about. Let's see. I want to do a bigger piece. I'm going to go in that direction. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And so some of them were without power for a few days. Really scary. Luckily, ours didn't go out, but I was really expecting it to because And a lot of times it just feels like the wind blows and our electricity goes out. I feel like I need something right there. Right there. Do I need to pull in a third design or a third solid? No, the yellow is just not getting it for me. That's too much the same. I think that's what I want to pull in. Okay, let's pull in some of this. Do I want to do circles? I have littler ones. Let's just see. I like it. Feel like I need it. I need to do the grungy edges. Goes the billow all back out. I think I might go around the outside edges this time. Just not going to use that squirt bottle this time. I'm just going to use the paintbrush. But then I get some right there. Looks like it. Don't know why, but I can just add a few more. Whenever something happens, just do it again. Make it look on purpose. Do 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 do. Let's go. Still got water in here. Yep. Okay, so here's my little water pens again, water brushes, and I'm just gonna activate that and not worry about it being perfect. Just give it a nice little grungy outline. All right, before I dry this, I wanted to emphasize these circles with the same pen. Activate it, and then dry it. Water pen, water pen. Can I just keep laying things down? Did I put it up in its spot? Oh, imagine that. I put it where it belongs. Get it squirting again. There we go. Yeah, how dare me put it where it belongs? Yeah, I like that. All right, now I'm going to dry it. All right, I have a little bronze paint over here in this tiny little PM Artist Studio stamp. And I'm going to stamp a little bronze highlights in a few places. Just something different. This is the first time I ever used paint on one of these stamps. And I wanted to do it with one of these little stamps before I commit to using it on one of my bigger ones. Too much paint. Too much paint. All right, not too sure about it, but I did it. I need to go wash this. Is that not the littlest little stamp you ever saw? All right, I did it. And I washed it and it seems okay. I still feel like I need something else. And I think I want some more of that darkness from the Stabilo All pens. So I'm going to outline a few more things. It's looking pretty done to me. Anything else? I'm gonna put it up on the screen, see, because sometimes I can tell better how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna call that done. Let me clean up my mess. I'll be right back. All right. I now have this nice grid with 6 3-inch squares, even though I didn't use it in my project in this video. I will be using it in the future. And my finished grid. And looking at this, I feel like it needs a little softening with some white. So I'm not done yet. Let me get some white paint. Right, I have this stencil that I feel like looks like a little blob of paint. Let's see. Get me a piece of paper. Right there. Give me a little white paint. I'm just going to squirt a little bit out of my squirty bottle since it's handy because I don't want that much. And put a little white paint over here. I'm going to test it first on this because I always like to test things. I'm going to scooch it out with the credit card to make it flat. Then I'm just going to put that in there. And let's test it on the back of this. Oh, yeah, kind of a grungy looking little deal. That's what I want. Just for a few places, like right there. Yeah, they just need a little calming down on some of these edges. Yeah. I knew there was just something I felt like it needed. Little calming down. Not too much. Some of the stuff just looked too perfect to me. Use up all of it. Leave some right there. So much better. Right here. There. Just get rid of the perfection of some of this stuff. And add a paint. Anything else a little too perfect? Right there. Any more paint? Yes, much better. Okay, so I'm gonna wash this off real quick before it dries. All right, there we go. Lovely 4 grid design. And this clean stamp that I added the marks, I feel like really finished it off nicely. And this stamp collection came from Amazon. I did cut it up. There was some bigger pieces and I wanted them to be smaller and separate, but I will link that in the description below. I don't get a commission, but I'll link it just in case you want to check it out. And I'm very happy with this grid design. I think the 2 squares are my favorite, but I like it all. I'm really happy with it. And if you enjoyed my video, I would love it if you would click thumbs up to like the video, because it does help the YouTube algorithm to suggest my video to more people. And that's always lovely. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you come back.